Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm reviewing the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Finish Foundation. It is a powder foundation, which I'm so excited about because during the summer months I am always outside doing something on my property. So I do like the powder foundation because I feel like I get less oily. I do not have necessarily extremely oily skin. The rest of my face is somewhat more dry. I normally use the Pure 4-in-1 pressed mineral makeup, which I love, but I am getting low on it, so I was so excited to see that there was a new powder foundation coming out. So I did get the shade Y315. I was shade matched, but they shade matched me at Y335. However, they were out of that one and the one that was the closest to that, but I had to stick with more the yellow. I do have an olive skin tone undertone. So I went with one shade lighter. I figured I could just bronze it up and we'll see how it works. Plus, I live, little backstory, I do live kind of in the middle of nowhere in a way. So I have to drive quite a bit to get to any store. And so when I did get to a store, it was a JCPenney with the Sephora inside of it, and they just seem to be out of a lot of products. So I am using the Tatcha Silk Canvas. I just got the small little travel size, which honestly, you don't need very much. The other one is just quite expensive. So I just go in with this, and I just use this part mostly just right around all my pores. I really only use that to fill in my pores in the middle part of my face, but I need a little hydration definitely. With it being a powder foundation and matte, I want to make sure that it's okay. So I am using, once again, sample size, just in case I don't like it. I don't want to have to get rid of a whole thing. I will use this up, but I actually do really like this one. I've been using it for quite some time. It is the Photo Finish Primerizer from Smashbox, and it is like a very like liquidy kind of type, and I really only focus this on the outer edges of my face and definitely under my eyes. We're gonna do is we're gonna put on some concealer just underneath the eyes because you definitely don't want to put the concealer on top of the powder foundation. I definitely do not have the right shade. I still have a very much winter shade, which was actually too light for me in the winter. It is the Infallible Full Wear L'Oreal concealer, and it is in the shade 355 Vanilla. And like I said, it's definitely not my shade. However, it's what I have right now. All right, so we're a little bit closer, and as you can see, I do have some actual breakouts currently right here, and then I do have some acne scarring. I also get quite red right around the nose area, so we'll see if it covers it. Oh, it comes with a nice little mirror. Oh, sorry, bright. And that is the shade that I went with, which is, again, Y315. And it comes with this little spongy, which we'll unpackage now, maybe. All right, now we're gonna get into the actual foundation, which I'm very excited about. So we're going to start with the white side, lighter coverage is what they're saying the white side is. It is a felt material, and we are just going to smear it from the inside of our face to the out. I am starting with about just this much, and we are going to go from here and just smear. And as you can see, that actually is quite a bit of coverage right there. And that was just with one little swipe. So I'm going to dip back in, and we're going to swipe from here down. All right, so actually, I don't think the shade is that bad. I mean, a little bit lighter than my body. However, I don't find it that bad at all. You can see here, it is definitely, I mean, it definitely evened out my skin tone, no doubt about it. Definitely blurred it. I'll trying to get really close. You can definitely still see, I have only gone to this area. You can definitely still see my acne here. But like I said, this is claiming this is the lighter coverage side. So let's just finish this little section. We'll try to like layer it a little with the lighter coverage. So now I want to try the darker one, since I don't think that covered completely. We'll try the other side of my face, and then if we need to, we can go back in. Oh, so it is a different feeling. So I'm going to go within about this much. We're going to swipe. And as you can see, it definitely, I would agree that this is a little more coverage with this black side. So if you can see, my like all of my pores and everything look really good. They look so smooth. Around my nose looks really smooth as well. I don't have actually crazy enough. There's no caking at all yet. And I know it's powder foundation, but it's not even looking like, it's not even sitting on my skin, and I haven't even set it yet. So that's really positive. I will say with the pure one, I feel like it does sit on my skin a little. I'm going to quickly do the rest of my face. I will be back. I realized I totally forgot to use the setting spray, so I did that off camera. It's just the Morphe one. I love the smell of it, so that's why typically I go for smells. Love it. We're good. I will check in with you later. Hey all, it's the end of the night. So this foundation has been on for about almost 9 hours. Yeah, as you can see, I definitely have a little bit of shine going on. It's not actually that horrible. I'll take you in a little closer. I mean, I definitely have a little more acne peeking through, a little more texture showing like right around this area. Up here, if it'll focus a little, it's definitely oily, but it hasn't broken apart. It has wiped off a little right around my eyebrows. I'm not sure. I think it might have been the rain. It started raining outside, so I did get a few raindrops on me, and I don't know if it hit me there. Around my nose, there's definitely some redness now, and definitely some oil right here on both sides. My chin also has some oily, and then I did rub some of this off, which is probably either from me or the dogs or something. I don't know. It just came off. Oh man, it's oily right here. Ugh. I'm going to pay attention more tomorrow exactly how long it lasted before it really got oily on my nose. And even right here. Holy man. Oh darn, now I'm looking at all this oil and I'm not even sure anymore. Excited I'm doing another foundation wear test tomorrow, because I really think I do like it. It feels so lightweight on the skin. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything. Except that you can tell now because of all the oils, but we'll see tomorrow. So I will be back. So here are my final thoughts on the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Foundation. I actually had planned on doing the final review only about a week after the initial first impressions. However, time got away from me, and it is 3.5 weeks later. I do feel it gave me plenty of time to really review it and figure out exactly how I like to do things with it. So let me just get started by saying I absolutely love it. I think it's amazing. So here are my final thoughts on the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Foundation. I actually had planned on doing the final review only about a week after the initial first impressions. However, time got away from me, and it is 3.5 weeks later. I do feel it gave me plenty of time to really review it and figure out exactly how I like to do things with it. So let me just get started by saying I absolutely love it. I think it's amazing because even when you have like acne that's drying up or just drier spots on your face, it still works. As you saw in my like original check-in after the first day, first impressions, I was oily as heck. So I had to change that. And what I did is I ended up taking out the Smashbox primer water and just using the Tatcha Skin Canvas, and it worked really, really well. I even used it under my eyes, and I cut out concealer completely. I figured it's summer, I want to look more natural, and I think it looks totally fine without concealer. So literally I just use the powder under my eyes instead of the concealer. I do put the Tatcha Skin Canvas, Silk Canvas, under my eye as well, just to really make it attach, but so far it's held up. We have had, I think, 2 days in the hundreds, so it has been really, really hot. I did also wear this foundation when I went paintballing, which that's when I realized I really, really loved it. So after I found out that if I just use the Tatcha Silk Canvas primer and I don't use anything hydrating for my skin type, I did not get oily and I did not break apart whatsoever. So I'm extremely impressed by that. So when I went paintballing, obviously it was hot as hell. You know, when you're paintballing, you got your paintball mask on, you got the little eye things covering your eyes, you're sweating, your mustache is wet, you get paint in your eyes, you can taste the paint. It's the funnest thing ever. And then of course you have the bruises to prove it after. Currently have 17 of them. If you guys ever need like a fun date, take them paintballing. It's kind of expensive, so you're gonna have to save for it, but it's so worth it. It is so much fun. After about the second game, I'm sweating a lot. And I do notice that it is like where my sweat is, it's not breaking apart, which I'm so happy about. One thing I hate about a foundation is when it breaks apart. I would rather the foundation start coming off and look more naturally coming off than breaking apart then coming off. So that's one thing I really, really liked about this. After like the third game, I'm dripping sweat. I mean, my mustache is the first thing to go. When I'm sweating, for some odd reason, my upper lip just goes wild. At this point, I still had a little bit of this foundation on. Yes, it was coming off slightly, however, in a good looking way, if that's even possible. Then I got hit with a paintball in the face on my mask, and of course paint goes all up in it. You can taste, I think it's like made out of paint and cornstarch. I don't even know what it is, but I can taste it and it doesn't taste as bad as you would, I guess, think. My husband comes up to me with a fiber cloth and just starts wiping my face. And after he had wiped my entire face off with the microfiber rag, I ran to the car to look at myself, and surprisingly, it had pretty much wiped off really nice and evenly. So I think it's the most amazing thing in that I didn't break apart, that I still looked okay with all that sweat until it got wiped off. Yes, it was coming off, but in a good, like, not in a horrible looking way. Drier skin can make this work. Maybe you guys would need the primerizer water, which I had to cut out. But literally, if you want a quick summer look and like something you can just throw on your face and go, this is amazing. Like, I am seriously impressed. The only thing I would change about it is I would get a different shade. Like I said, at my Sephora, which is like a JCPenney Sephora, all they had was close to me was the Y315. And I would say it's at least, I don't know if you can see like on camera, it's a shade or two, probably 2 to 3 too light. I think this would be awesome for me in winter, which I am going to keep it and try it in winter because I do, like I said, I think my skin gets drier in the winter and I do think it will still work for me in the winter. So I'm so excited. I think I am going to go get this in the right shade. However, I say that now, but I probably will just use this and try to bronze it up. I think it's amazing. I truthfully think that doesn't matter your skin type, you're gonna really enjoy it unless you like the really full coverage look. This, let me tell you, it covers my acne. Right now I have the Red River in town, so my skin is really not good. You can't really even tell, like this one's really large, so is this one right up here. I got here on my upper lip, and I use no concealer at all. So for me, I think that's like full coverage enough, definitely for summer when you're sweating like crazy. My final thoughts, and I am glad you watched my video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.